Hey YouTube, it's Manny. So I've been really into a lot of the new Glorious products. It's like since I've discovered Glorious, like the mice and the keyboards, I love them. They just came out with a GMMK 2, the new model. So I actually picked myself up one. I actually picked up the white edition, which kind of is very similar to what I got for the Pro, and it actually will go on my Model D. So in this video, what we're gonna do is we're gonna unbox it. We're gonna do a review of the hardware and stuff like that. Plug it in, see the core software and things like that. So. Alright, so here is the GMMK2 box. Now, the box they sent me, this is a little unusual for Glorious. This one's a little beat up. I don't know if you can see. It looks like almost there was a strap that went around here and actually pinched the box a little. It's like a little pushed in there. Corner's busted up there. This is banged up. Now, these are pretty, they do a really good job with the boxings. So, it's probably okay inside, but a little disappointed in that, in the damage that is here. But it could have happened in shipping because this was actually not wrapped in another box. It was just stuck in a bag, like basically like just a regular white bag that you can wrap it up. So, all right, so first thing we do is we open it up, and inside, as always, everything's sealed up well. So yeah, as I said, like there's a good amount of packaging around it. So even with a little minimal damage, it's not too bad. So first thing we do have the keyboard. This is the pre-built. So it's got a plastic cover. It itself is inside a bag. It's kind of like a styrofoam bag. Alright. So we got the keyboard itself. 65% keyboard. Comes with the Glorious key. We'll look at that more afterwards. Let's see what else we got in here. Silagel. Glorious sticker. They're rebranding, so this is a rebranding of Glorious. You can see that some of the stuff has changed a little bit. I believe this is probably the getting started guide. Yeah, quick start guide. Go to the quick start thing. And then this is just information, tech information about this thing. We got also in here we have a couple things. One, check it out. We got key puller. This is a plastic key puller, and this is actually, you can switch out the escape key with a regular escape key if you want, and then you have a switch puller. This is for pulling the switches. And you have, it's nice that they actually give you a braided cable, and it's a white one to match the white. They didn't just throw in like a black cable. Alright, so here is the keyboard. Let's get a closer look at this. This is a 65% keyboard. It obviously, it's missing the entire top row for the F keys, and it's missing the right control key as which is on the GMMK Pro. It has a special Glorious logoed escape key. I don't actually like this. I think it ruins the look of the keyboard. I went all white, like I said. So, but like the Pro, you can actually see how this is a silver, not really white. So like I have the GMMK Pro silver. Sorry, white ice edition, and it's actually silver. I don't know why they don't powder coat this white and they leave it silver. Bottom is obviously white. Keycaps are white. The letters are actually see-through. We'll see that when I actually plug it in. You'll see the actual RGBs. So let's go ahead and pull off this escape keycap, and we can get a closer look at the Fox. These are Fox switches. These are very much like, you can see it's red. These are very much like the Gatron red switches I have, specifically the travel distance, how hard they're to push. These are a little tighter to push, but it also might be because these are pre-lubed switches, where I lube my own. So the ones on my GMMK Pro, they're actually a little smoother pressing the buttons. But otherwise, it feels almost identical to the Gatron Reds I have. So let's do a side-by-side comparison. I'm actually going to replace it. I'm going to actually put the regular escape keycap on there because I think it looks nicer than having this on there. I'm sorry. Now, as you can see here, this is the GMMK Pro. It is a 75. The GMMK Pro is a 75% keyboard. So you can see it has the function keys on the top, escape key, control key on the right-hand side, additional knob, and has an extra row. I've been using the 2 for a couple days now, and I don't feel any difference. The only thing I'm missing, like I said, is the function key row. So I play when you play games, if you have anything to do with the function keys, you actually have to hit F, and then you can actually see it's printed on the side. You can see it in there with the F1, F2, F3, F4. Same thing with RGB, colors, decrement, increment, sound. This is obviously down, low, mute, and then some play features. So you can see actually what the function keys map to. You have scroll lock, print screen, pause there. So that is the difference between that. But like I said earlier, my lube, the Gatron switches, red switches I lubed, are definitely smoother than the Fox switches. They're both linear switches. They both have about the same force and roughly about the same travel distance as well. You'll also notice that the Pro is encased and sunk in a little bit, whereas the GMMK 2 obviously is not. It's floating outside, so it doesn't have that rollover. So that actually, I like that a little bit better too, because I think it looks cleaner this way personally, and I also think it's easier to clean the keyboard when you spray it out, as opposed to this keyboard where like junk will fall inside here and just kind of stay in there and live in there until you take the keycaps off, take it out, dump it, and things like that. So that's a plus for the 2 versus the Pro. The 2 is a little lighter because this is a full aluminum housing. The 2 is not. It obviously has the plastic on the bottom, and like I said, it also has the feet that allow you to tilt more if you want a little more tilt while you're typing. It has the feet so it doesn't slip. This is just heavy. It won't slip anyway, but it does not have additional tilt. We can actually look at the angle here. The 2, they're about the same, I think, without the feet. So that is the 2. So all right, that's a comparison between the Pro and the GMMK 2. Let's go ahead and plug it in. Like I said, I've been using it for a while. I don't do a lot of typing on these. I play games and stuff like that, mess around. So like I said, it feels very much the same, so I'm not concerned about that. Let's plug it in and check it out in the core software. All right, here it is plugged in next to my Model D, which we just did a review on. You can find that in my channel as well if you're interested in the Model D. I just did a review on that recently. All right, so it's plugged in just like the Pro. I didn't have original GMMK, but this one has RGB on the side to a strip right there, one on each side. It obviously, you can see it's all plugged in. I have a black cable for it. Right now I didn't plug in. It's the existing USB-C cable for my Pro. It looks nice. I like the small size of this. It's definitely nicer. I'm starting to like smaller and smaller keyboards. If you like a 65% keyboard or so, this is probably going to be a nice one for you. The one thing I'm not sure I like right now with the white edition is it's really hard to see the letters on the keycaps. I'm not a great touch typist. I can type without looking. I think I get around 90 words per minute. I'm a software engineer, so I look down sometimes here and there when I'm thinking whatever else, and I find it actually difficult to read the keycaps, especially when there's a light coming down on this. I think a lot of it has to do with the white keycaps with the light colored light coming through, like the pastel colored lights coming through, makes it really hard to read. I've had black keycaps with that, and I think it's very easy to read on the black keycaps, but with the white keycaps, it's hard to see the letters. So if I bring it closer, I mean, you can actually see the letters like this. You can see, oh yeah, it looks fine. But once you kind of think about, like, you're seeing it from 2.5 to 3 feet away, depends on the length of your arms. I have long arms. Say 2 feet away. Let's say 2 feet away. I think 3 feet might be a little far. Most people aren't typing that far away. Say 1.5 to 2 feet. It's really hard to read those letters, especially when I have a lot of overhead light right now, you can see. So it's definitely difficult to read those letters. So that's that. Let's go take a peek in the core software and see the features it has. All right, so here is the core software. I'll put a link in the description below where you can download it. Now, when you do start it up, if its software is out of date, it'll ask you to update your software. You click the button and it'll update it. It's pretty self-explanatory. You can see I have my Model D in here and my GMMK 2. Now, I wish I could switch them to the white editions. I know this is just the images, not a big deal, but it would be kind of cool if I could switch it to the white one that I have, but not a big deal. So the first thing you want to do, you can either click here and go into the profile, or this is the home button, or you can actually click on the side on the left to go wherever. So if I'm already in the Model D, I can click over here to get to the keyboard. They offer 3 profiles like all these. You only allow 3 profiles. You can import and export if you want to save them and bring one back in if you've lost, say, your settings or whatever else. Lighting works about the same as all the other stuff. You could do a there's a couple cool things. I haven't really played with this much at all. I kind of like the rainbow effect, but I want to show you a couple neat things. So this is a presets, and you have some preset things you can actually click and change to whichever you want. Brightness, obviously, you can tone it down or increase it. But the thing that's really neat, I think, is per keycap. Now it's set to red. And for example, if I wanted my WSD keys, I'm a gamer, I want them to be specific, and click those, and now those are red. That's actually kind of neat, the fact that those are red all the time, and you can select the arrow keys. Now, you can do this individually yourself anyway, but they give you like quick clicks so that you can actually set them up quickly that way. I think that's kind of neat. Now, key bindings, I think I should do a video on this at some point. I have not played with it that much, so I might do that. Let me know in the comments below if you want to see something like that, because in this one, I haven't played a lot at all with the key bindings and specifically the macros. I think macros can be very useful, especially in certain games where you have to do repetitive tasks over and over again. Now, I know a lot of developers don't like you doing that stuff, but it's nice to have it. So, for example, if you have to buy a ton of something, and then dismantle it, or whatever they call it, salvage it, and you got to do that a billion times, sometimes it's nice to have a macro. So I might do a video on that in the future. So that's what all these are: your multimedia function keys, whatever you want to do, and then shortcuts to actually start programs up and whatnot. So that's that. Then performance. This is obviously the polling rate, how often it checks when a key is pressed, and how hard you need to press, or long key input latency and stuff like that for when a key is pressed. Now, for the polling rate, you're offered 3 different solutions: 125, 256, 500, and 1000 hertz. I just going to leave it default. I don't know. I'm not a competitive gamer, so it may help or not for playing games and first-person shooters and things like that. It tells you exactly what it is down here, so you can select on that. And then for input latency, you have 3 options: 2 milliseconds, 8 milliseconds, or 60 milliseconds. And that's really it. That's what you have. Probably in here, the most thing I don't know if you want to mess with the performance. You'll play with some key bindings, maybe. Like I said, I'll probably do a video on this at some point. And then the lighting is something you might want to mess around with too, set up your own thing. I'm probably going to leave it just like this because I kind of like that, especially with the white edition. It looks really cool with the rolling rainbow effect. I think they call it, what is it called? Presets. It's Glorious mode. It's the Glorious mode, but I kind of like it. So that's what I'm leaving it on. All right, guys, that's all I got for you for the new GMMK 2. So if you liked the video, guys, please hit that like button below and leave it in the comments if you have any questions. I'll do my best to answer them. Or if you have questions about the Model D or the GMMK Pro as well, I'd be happy to answer all those questions. If you want to see more content like this, then make sure you smash the subscribe button. You can also follow me over on Twitch at twitch.tv/Maniocrity, where I stream Friday, Saturday, and Sunday evening starting at 10 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, where I'd be happy to answer any questions live on stream. All right, guys, till next time, take it easy.